Are Indian travelers really being banned from 5 countries in 2025? Let's get to the facts. You've seen the headlines, the WhatsApp forwards, the panic. It's stressful, especially for Indian passport holders. But scary headlines often skip the most important part: context. Before you cancel your plans, let's break down what's really happening. We'll look at each of these 5 countries and separate fact from fiction. This isn't just for Indian travelers. It's for anyone who believes in the power of travel. Let's cut through the noise and find the truth together. First up, Pakistan. Let's dive right into this South Asian nation, a land of rich history, vibrant culture, and stunning landscapes. From the bustling streets of Karachi to the serene beauty of the Himalayas, Pakistan offers a diverse tapestry of experiences. The India-Pakistan relationship is complicated, a statement that barely scratches the surface of a deeply intertwined and often fraught history. It's a relationship marked by both shared heritage and painful divisions, and has been for decades. We're talking about a history stretching back to the partition of British India in 1947, an event that continues to shape the geopolitical landscape of the region. The complexities are immense, involving territorial disputes, political tensions, and deeply rooted cultural differences. There's no new ban on Indian travelers to Pakistan in 2025. Despite what some headlines might suggest, there hasn't been a sudden sweeping prohibition on travel. It's crucial to understand the nuances of the situation. The restrictions have existed since 1947, the year of partition. These limitations on travel are not a recent development. They are a long-standing reality reflecting the delicate and often strained relationship between the two nations. These restrictions have been in place for generations. This is nothing new. It's a continuation of policies and practices that have been in effect for nearly 8 decades. So, before you jump to conclusions based on sensationalized headlines, remember the historical context. Travel between the two countries is always tightly controlled, with stringent security measures and bureaucratic processes in place. Crossing the border is not a simple matter. It requires careful planning and adherence to strict regulations, requiring extensive paperwork, including detailed visa applications, supporting documents, and often letters of invitation or sponsorship. The process can be lengthy and demanding, and specific reasons like family visits or religious pilgrimages. These are typically the primary justifications for granting visas, reflecting the deep cultural and familial ties that persist despite political tensions. It's not about tourism. Leisure travel is generally not a permitted reason for crossing the border. The focus is on facilitating essential connections and religious observances. It's about politics and security. The restrictions are rooted in the complex geopolitical landscape and the ongoing security concerns that have shaped the relationship between India and Pakistan. So, when you see headlines about a new ban, take them with a grain of salt. It's essential to question the narrative and seek out reliable information. It's just recycling old news. These headlines often lack context and can be misleading, creating unnecessary alarm and confusion. The visa process is strict, involving thorough scrutiny of applications and supporting documents. It's a rigorous procedure designed to ensure security and manage the flow of travelers. But it's not a sudden change. This isn't a new policy being implemented. It's a continuation of existing practices. The key is understanding the historical context and the long-standing nature of these restrictions. This isn't a global trend. It's not indicative of a widespread shift towards increased travel restrictions around the world. It's a long-standing local issue. This is specific to the India-Pakistan relationship and should not be interpreted as a sign of broader changes in international travel policies. Think of it like a neighbor you haven't visited in years. If someone says you're banned in 2025, it's just stating the obvious. The lack of recent interaction doesn't constitute a new ban, it simply reflects the existing state of affairs. The real story, no new ban, just the same old restrictions. It's a matter of maintaining perspective and avoiding the trap of sensationalized reporting. Don't let clickbait convince you otherwise. Be a discerning consumer of information and always seek out credible sources. Context matters, especially when dealing with complex geopolitical issues. Understanding the historical background and the underlying factors is crucial for accurate interpretation, and this sets the stage for the rest of the list. This example highlights the importance of critical thinking and fact-checking, skills that will be essential as we navigate the remaining items on our list. Pakistan's situation is unique, shaped by its specific history and relationship with India. It's a case study in the complexities of international relations and the enduring impact of historical events, and not a sign of a global shift. The travel dynamics between most countries remain relatively stable, with established procedures and regulations in place. Let's move on to the next country, leaving behind the complexities of the India-Pakistan relationship and exploring other travel-related claims. 1 down, 4 to go. We're making progress, debunking myths and uncovering the truth about international travel restrictions. Stay with us as we continue our journey around the globe, separating fact from fiction and providing you with the information you need to travel smart and stay informed. Next, let's turn our attention to Afghanistan, a land steeped in history and grappling with complex realities. We're going to dissect a common misconception surrounding travel to this nation. You've likely seen the headlines, the alarming pronouncements of an outright ban affecting travel to Afghanistan. These headlines often paint a stark picture, suggesting a blanket prohibition. But let's clarify the situation with a dose of reality. The truth is, Afghanistan hasn't specifically banned Indian travelers. There's no official decree or policy document from the Afghan government that singles out Indian citizens and bars them from entry. What often gets misinterpreted as a ban are actually travel advisories issued by various countries. These advisories serve as warnings to their citizens, highlighting potential risks and urging caution when considering travel to certain destinations. This is especially true of the United States, which has consistently issued strong warnings to its own citizens regarding travel to Afghanistan, citing security concerns and potential dangers. These advisories are designed to inform and protect American citizens. It's important to remember that India and Afghanistan share a history of friendly diplomatic and cultural relations. These ties have fostered cooperation and exchange between the two nations for many years. Much of the confusion stems from the U.S. travel bans and advisories, which are often conflated with Afghan government policy. It's crucial to distinguish between these separate entities and their respective roles. The most significant obstacle to travel in Afghanistan is the country's ongoing instability and the lack of well-developed and safe infrastructure. These factors pose real challenges for anyone considering a visit. Therefore, it's not a targeted ban specifically aimed at Indians that's preventing travel, but rather the overall security situation and logistical difficulties. In fact, most governments around the world, including the Indian government, strongly advise their citizens against non-essential travel to Afghanistan due to the prevailing safety concerns. This is a travel warning, a cautionary measure, not an outright ban imposed by the Afghan government. It's a crucial distinction to understand. Unfortunately, some headlines tend to twist these travel advisories, exaggerating the situation and creating a false impression of a deliberate ban. So if you're an Indian citizen contemplating a visit to Afghanistan, it's essential to be aware of the realities on the ground. The primary concern is your personal safety and security, not any discriminatory policy preventing your entry. The narrative of a ban is largely a misinterpretation, a distortion of the facts arising from a misunderstanding of various travel policies and advisories. The real challenge lies in navigating the ongoing security crisis and ensuring your well-being in a region facing significant instability, not in overcoming a policy specifically targeting Indian travelers. Therefore, once again, we can confidently state that the claim of an Afghan ban on Indian travelers is demonstrably false. There's no new ban in place. What exists is a persistently dangerous situation that warrants extreme caution and careful consideration before undertaking any travel. With that clarification in mind, let's move forward and address the next topic on our list. Country 3, Iran. Iran is often in the news for sanctions and tensions, mostly with the West. The supposed ban on Indians is actually confusion with U.S. policies restricting Iranians, not Indians. India and Iran have strong historical and economic ties. There's no Iranian policy banning Indian travelers. The real story, U.S. bans Iranians, not Indians. Iran welcomes Indian tourists, though you should always check for advisories. The clickbait comes from mixing up U.S. headlines with Iranian policy. If you want to visit Iran as an Indian, you apply for a visa like anyone else. Your Indian passport isn't a problem for Iranian authorities. The danger here is misinformation, not a real ban. The Indian passport is gaining strength globally, not losing it. For Iran, the claim is again false. No ban, just more confusion and misreporting. Let's move to the next country. Country 4, Libya. A nation steeped in history, yet currently facing immense challenges. We're going to delve into the complexities surrounding travel to this North African nation, separating fact from fiction. Libya's been in turmoil for years, a consequence of political instability and ongoing conflicts. The Arab Spring uprisings had a profound impact, leading to a power vacuum and the rise of various factions vying for control. This prolonged instability has made it one of the world's most dangerous places for tourists. The once thriving tourism industry, boasting ancient Roman ruins and stunning Mediterranean coastlines, has ground to a halt. Imagine exploring Leptis Magna, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, completely deserted, a stark reminder of the current situation. But is there a specific ban on Indian travelers? This is a question that frequently surfaces, fueled by misinformation and a lack of clear understanding of the situation on the ground. No, there is no official Libyan policy specifically targeting Indian citizens and prohibiting their entry. The issue is far more nuanced and directly linked to the country's internal security situation. The real issue is Libya's internal chaos. The country is essentially fractured, with various regions controlled by different armed groups and militias. This fragmented control makes it incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to guarantee the safety and security of visitors, and the lack of a functioning government. The absence of a strong central authority further exacerbates the security risks. Basic services are disrupted, and law and order are often absent, creating an environment where travel becomes exceedingly perilous. The Indian government strongly advises against travel there for safety. This advisory is not based on any discriminatory policy, but rather on a comprehensive assessment of the security risks present in Libya. It's a precautionary measure designed to protect Indian citizens from potential harm. There are no normal flights, further complicating any attempts to enter or exit the country. Most international airlines have suspended their operations due to the security situation, leaving very few options for air travel, and embassies have evacuated staff. Many countries, including India, have closed their embassies or significantly reduced their presence in Libya due to the security risks. This limits the availability of consular services and support for travelers. There's no Libyan policy banning Indians, no official decree, no legal restriction, nothing on paper that singles out Indian nationals. Just a war zone. The reality on the ground is one of active conflict, with ongoing clashes between various armed groups. This creates an extremely dangerous environment for anyone, regardless of their nationality. Clickbait headlines twist this into a ban. Sensationalized reporting often exaggerates the situation, creating a false impression of targeted discrimination. These misleading headlines prioritize clicks over accuracy and contribute to the spread of misinformation. The truth, the unvarnished factual reality of the situation. It's about safety, not exclusion. The travel advisories and practical difficulties are all rooted in a genuine concern for the well-being of potential travelers. Imagine a burning building with a "Do Not Enter" sign. A clear and unambiguous warning of imminent danger. It's not a personal ban, it's a warning. The sign isn't singling out any individual, it's a universal message to avoid a hazardous situation. The inability to travel is due to conflict, the ongoing violence and instability that make it impossible to guarantee safe passage, not targeted policy. There's no discriminatory legislation or regulation preventing Indian citizens from entering Libya. Anyone saying otherwise is misinformed or misleading you. It's crucial to rely on credible sources and verified information when assessing the situation in Libya. The pattern repeats, a cycle of misinformation leading to unnecessary anxiety and confusion. Crisis, not a ban. The situation in Libya is a humanitarian and security crisis, not a deliberate policy of exclusion. No new or old ban on Indians in Libya. This is the key takeaway. The challenges to travel are due to the ongoing conflict. Let's put this myth to rest. It's time to dispel the false narrative and focus on the real issues facing Libya. One more country to go. We're almost at the end of our journey, exploring the complexities of global travel restrictions. The fifth country? Sudan. Sudan is in the midst of a devastating conflict. Is there a ban on Indian travelers? No. The real reason Indians aren't traveling to Sudan is the extreme danger and strong advisories from the Indian government. Remember Operation Kaveri, when India evacuated its citizens from Sudan? That says it all. Sudan's authorities aren't focused on banning tourists, they're fighting for survival. The ban is often confused with US policies, not Sudanese ones. The real story is about safety, not exclusion. No safe routes, destroyed infrastructure, embassies relocated. The Indian government is telling you not to go for your own safety. The list of 5 countries is built on misinformation. Only Pakistan has long-standing restrictions, the rest are fabrications or misunderstandings. There's no new global trend against Indian travelers. The world is complex, but your passport isn't suddenly unwelcome. Let's wrap this up. So, there you have it, a quick rundown of the situation. 5 countries supposedly banning Indian travelers, 1 with old restrictions, 4 with no ban at all. The real threat, as always, is misinformation, not closed borders. Stay informed, always check reliable sources, and absolutely don't fall for clickbait. The world is still open and welcoming for Indian travelers, so get out there. If you found this helpful, please subscribe for real travel news and updates. Your support really helps us fight misinformation and keep you informed. We're building a community of informed global citizens together. Don't let fake news shrink your world and limit your adventures. Thanks for watching.